Good morning, is it from Zester's Lab? Well, thank you for all my new subscribers and for all the likes, and oh my goodness, I am excited, thankful, grateful. And today it's all about use what you have to create what you love. That is what I had to learn in my life. I mean, years ago, really, we were on a very tight spot. We've been there a lot of times. Life is not easy in this realm. So at that stage, our clients didn't pay, and we were really on the verge of losing our business and our home. And the kids were still in school, and you know how much that cost. So it was a really, really tough time. And I remember the fear of we're gonna lose the house. And I was depressed, I was fearful, I was angry, and I was just miserable. And I remember one day, the only thing that I could actually do was working in my garden. That didn't cost money. So I was working in the garden, and then I spoke to the life in me, my spiritual source, my Father, and I said, what's the use? We're going to lose the house, and now I'm gardening. And I was angry. And then I don't know exactly how it happened, but I just started to realize that just do what you can in the moment. Do whatever you need to do to find peace and joy in the moment. Use what you have. Use what you have to create what you love. And do not fear the future. You in this moment. So in that moment, years ago, with only my garden and my fears, I started to use what I have, my garden, to create a safe haven for me. When I was in the garden planting, replanting, you know what we do, moving stones around, I started to appreciate, and I learned to appreciate what I have, and to use what I have to create my safe haven. And today, as I was lying in bed, I think about, all my stash of materials I got as a blessing. Look there, my whole couch is just one huge stack of material. And I thought, I've got these two chairs in my new flat that we're now busy renovating and building and whatever. And this is the cushion covers on my two chairs. And I thought, I really need to redo them. Because look at this, I used coffee bags, the huge coffee bags, and years ago, and as cushion covers, and I loved them. But years and years went by, the sun got hold of them, and they actually very scratchy. So I decided, I'm going to use my materials that I got, because most of them are upholstery kind of materials that you use in a guest house. So, but it's small pieces. So I thought, what, I'm going to use, and they're very, very beautiful, textured and everything. I'm going to use them. You can see all the different ones. And I'm going to cut them a little bit so that I can, I've only got pieces this big. And but if I cut them a little bit in squares, I can work all these squares into one, and then create 4 cushion covers. I think that's going to be glorious. I don't know if I'm going to do it, but that is my plan. And then I remember the navy and the white. I bought this when we went to visit the kids in Thailand. Very, very cheap. That's what I want to use for my, I forgot the word, gordijnen. Let me show you what I mean. I lost my word. These things. So I want to use my white and navy to do curtains, to make my curtains, but I don't know if that's going to work. And then I actually saw, it's more cream than white, so I'm sure it's going to work. And then it just came to me, this saying that I am learning. Use what you have to create what you love. And then I know, if you said that to me years ago when we were really in that low place, I would have said, I don't have anything. I don't have anything to be grateful for. I am miserable. We are losing our life. And you know what? And then I saw this little thing. I bought this little cup at the charity shop. I think it was 2 rand. And I just put these 3 little flowers in this little shot glass and just look at it. And use what you have to create what you love. Even if you're sitting in a very, very tight spot, you could really go outside. If you don't have a garden, you can go in the street and you can just pluck a little flower or a leaf or whatever, and you put it in a little pot and you create something you love. What I've also learned is you got to start where you are. I always said, but I am miserable. In this life is hard. If I just get to this place, or if we can move, or whatever. I believe that I had to be in a different spot in my life in order to be happy and to create a beautiful life for myself. But I had to learn, you have to start where you are with what you have. And you need to start to change your mind. So you got to start looking for those small things, for those things, even if it's only one thing that you can be grateful for. Thank you that I can get out of my bed this morning. I can still walk. Thank you that I have a bed, that I have a house, a roof over my head. Thank you that I have a piece of bread to eat. And the minute when you start with being appreciative for what you have in this moment, your life will slowly, believe you me, slowly but surely start to change. So we are still sitting in the same house, in my same garden, still got my same husband. My kids now left home. The one is married with my two grandkids living in Thailand. My other one is living 800 kilometers away. And if you think about it, I'm still in the same spot. But I have created this beautiful life for me. It's actually exactly the same place. But I am now looking at it differently. So it took me many years to get here. To get to this place where I have found peace and joy in this moment. I also had to learn that the only power I have is how I react to things that is happening in my life in this moment. I stopped living in the future because that is fear. What's going to happen? Every time my mind gets to the future, I bring my mind back to this moment. Look around me, breathe deeply, and see what I have to be grateful for in this moment. So yesterday we went once again to my friend's little shop. It's a vintage shop, and we were just having coffee, and some woman there just said, you know, I got a stack of Mills and Boons, you know, the love, little books, just take one. And I took one and I was excited about it. I thought, you know, I'm not going to even look what I'm going to decide. I'm just going to take one. And I decided to be grateful for that little blessing. An old love story book. I decided to see it as a blessing. The same with this little flowers. Previously I would have said, I've got nothing. There's nothing I don't have bunches of flowers in the house. I don't have money to go and buy beautiful bunches of flowers, and I don't do it. And in any case, but if that is your thing, great, wonderful for you. But look at this. This brings me just as much joy as a big bunch of flowers. But I had to change my mind to start to be grateful for the little things. So yes, at this stage, I do not have large pieces of material that I can use to make cushion covers. But I found these little pieces that I can put together in my way to create something I love. Use what you have to create what you love. So I'm going to create cushion covers that I love with what I have. And yes, I am going to do it my way. I am not going to go the upholster way, because that's not me. I'm quick. I do the quickest thing that I can, because I don't do perfection. So I will show you. If I do it, I'll make a video about it. I think I am. But once again, use what you have. I use 10 Rand coffee bags to cover this. And I covered it my way. You see, I didn't cover it the upholster way. Look there, that's at the back. Nobody can see that. So I just worked it by hand. And as I was on my way to make this video, hubby said, listen, let me see what's going on with your camera, because your videos are not very good. Use mine. I said, I'm not going to use your smartphone, because then I make the videos and then it's such an effort to get them onto my YouTube via your phone. I'm going to keep going with mine. I'm going to create what I love by what I have and what I can do. I can make these videos my way. I love making them. It's no effort for me. I've learned doing it my simple way. I cannot do it hubby's way. He's a perfectionist. It's just too much for me. So how many times we've started to create things together, and then the videos are on his phone and he needs to get it to me, and he's busy and no. So I've learned, do whatever you can your way that brings you peace and joy. I cannot live his life. So I'm back with my little camera making my video. my way, because I can. Do what you can. Use what you have to create what you love. And start where you are. Start becoming grateful. It's an attitude. It's a life change. I know, and if I can, I can sit here and for hours and tell you how all the downs in my life. I did not have an easy life all the way. And I am now learning to be content at home while hubby is recuperating. I am not a helper, a natural helper. Some people have the gift of helping. I don't. I have the gift of creating, teaching. So it's very difficult for me to all of a sudden be the helper, helping him with everything, with lots of things. So it's hard for me. We've planned so many trips and things that at the end just do not work out. So I had to make peace with that. So I told him, sorry babes, but at this stage, I am just doing what I can do or allowed to do by the life in me, by the situation that I am in presently. I do what I can, and I am using everything that I have in me to find peace and joy in this moment, in this day where I find myself now. Because that's the only way that I can ever be happy. Happiness, my happiness, depends on me. It does not depend on my circumstances. I had to learn that. How many times we were visiting the kids and my grandkids. I became ill there and things happen, and it's also not easy. It's also not plain sailing when I go on an overseas trip. Life is not always easy, as I said. It's like a roller coaster ride. But the only power I have is to find peace and joy in my moment, right here, right now. To take what I have and create what I love. We got to start living in this moment. Because life happens now. The abundant life in me and in you flows mightily through us now. Always now. Always, always, only now. There's actually no tomorrow, because when we get there, it's also my now. And I need to find peace and joy and whatever I may need now. So use what you have. Look around. Start looking with fresh eyes and with a grateful heart. We need to learn those things. It doesn't come naturally. The human nature, I don't know what we want. We're never satisfied with what we got. We always think we need more. But we need to learn. I had to learn that what I have in this moment is exactly what I need. So we were sitting the other day, and our cars are very old, and then the one breaks and then hubby fixes it, and then the other one breaks and then we fix it. But we've made the decision we don't want to spend thousands of rands on a new car at this moment. And once again, the one car broke down and we were sitting. And I said, you know what, hubby? And a friend of ours said, but I have this car that you can buy and blah, blah, blah. Wonderful car. And we were sitting, and I said, you know what, let's not worry about it now. In this moment, we have exactly what we need. So if we need to buy that car, if that car is ours, then we will have the money, I don't know how, to buy it. if that car is not our car, we will not have the money. But in that moment, we didn't have to buy the car. So, and we found our peace and joy in the moment. We left the whole idea, and we were just enjoying. We were sitting having lunch at our harbour little restaurant. So I had to learn that I have what I need to do, what the life in me wants to do in this moment. And not what I believe I need, what I believe I need to do, but what I honestly need. All my needs are met in order for me to live in this moment. So yes, look at my stash of materials that I got. My little flowers in my little pot that makes me smile. Look at the little woman there. I didn't buy this the first time. I mean, it was only R2, but I thought, I really don't need it. And then I thought about it and I went back and I said, why not? This brings me joy. And I had the R2, so I bought it. And look at this with the 3 little flowers out of my garden. And this is what life is all about. Find what you love. What you already have, and create something that you love. I just took 2 things that I have, a little thing that I never used, I found it, and hubby actually plucked these 3 flowers for me, so I just put it in. So change your mind. Start living in gratefulness. Start looking for those things that makes you feel alive, makes the life in you starts to flow, and makes you realize that you are alive, because the things are there. We just need to learn to see, and I'm still learning. That's why I can share these things with you. I've been down and out, but now I am learning, still learning, always learning to find peace and joy, to use what I have to create what I love, what brings me joy. So cheers, have a fantastic day, and go out now and just find the things in your life and create something you love that brings you joy. Is it from Zetster's Lab? And please don't forget